You know, Vic, if you wanted me to hate you so badly, you could have done other things than, make Luna into this. I mean, I was already borderline despising you with your whole entire Dark Conquest bit. Now you're just being wretched. The betrayal. The heart wants what the heart wants. Luna brought herself closer to Spike as she kissed the dragon, her midnight blue lips against his. I should also let you guys know that the guy who did the previous reading of this story all the way through has privatized all his videos. Meaning that mine has to be the representative. Joy! As Luna continued to frisk the dragon, there was only one thought going through Spike's head as Luna kissed him. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is so fucking wrong. Tell us about it! The sun dragon felt something pushed up against his lips. Is that her tongue? She's trying to stick her tongue in my mouth. Oh no, 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 no. He tried to resist, but the princess managed to wiggle her tongue into his mouth. Her sweet-tasting tongue sent waves of guilty pleasure to his body. The princess parted herself from the dragon. Her breath was heavy as she looked especially ironically at him. You don't have to be nervous, Spike, she said as she pecked her way down the dragon's neck. Next what? Slow was dripping down him as the princess continued to make her advances. It took every ounce of strength he had not to lose control and break into uncontrollable spasms. Well, this is great, Luna, but he began, before being cut off by the princess's hoof. I will give the fig this. At least it's got Spike being honorable. I'm going to give Spike this much. Oh, thank goodness. For a minute there, I thought you were going to be mean to me. Oh, no, Spike. See, I'm glad this fig is being honorable, letting you be honorable, because on the other hand, it shows that you're so pure and so holy and so just that you would never give in to temptation. It's a good trait. It's a good trait. But on the other hand, fic writers like to use that good trait as a downside. Because, you see, a reviewer can point that out as a good trait and point out how a good trait can be abused. I'll tell you that in a bit. Isn't it? She whined. She positioned herself above the dragon, sitting softly on his chest, staring down at him with those beautiful dark blue eyes. You know, Spike, most ponies would do anything to be in the position that you're in. I'd do anything to get out of this. He thought, well, you're great and I feel, He tried to think what to say. Horny that you would let me court you? He asked, as he tried to slip away from the horny Luna. She put her hose on his shoulders, pinning him to the bed as her starry mane brushed across his face. Oh, Spike, you're going to do a lot more than court me tonight, she said as he pressed herself down on the dragon. Spike's heart skipped a beat, as all his senses went into overdrive. His skin became extremely sensitive. The slightest touch for the princess sent a shock through his entire body. It did not help when Luna began to gently rub his chest, eliciting a tickling sensation. It took everything he had not to squirm uncontrollably. The princess giggled at the panicking dragon. You're so weird sometimes, you know that, she asked. Spike just shook his head as he could hear his heart beating. So, she said as she slid herself into the position, grinding herself as he sat at top of his eyes. Are you ready? She had a devilishly seductive grin on her face. She let a single drop of drool down the dragon's face. You see, guys, on the one hand, Spike being honorable is a great trait. It shows that he's a good character. It shows that he has moral fiber. However, this can also be used as a downside, as it's trying to say that Spike is so pure over every pony else, and that he's so special, that he can never be swayed by dark feelings. This also has the threat of putting him into the Purity Sue moment. It's a fine line. You gotta be careful when you cross it. And sometimes the best way to handle it is to also say that some other people have been able to resist. That way, this can show that Spike that his trait is shared amongst others. So let's see how this fic actually handles it. Please, just call me Nuna, she interrupted. Spike could feel her warm breath beating down his face as he spoke. Luna, it's just I've had a really long day, I'm really tired, so I was going to call it a night and get some sleep. He quickly blurted out. Luna laughed down. Ha 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 ha. He's so cute when you're nervous, as he said as he began to lower her head to his chest. Maybe I should relieve you of your tension. Right now, all I'm thinking is, God, I wish she was Anthro. Then I could at least see this played out with a normal human type of character, and not because of any reasons. Good. I see you hold back the taser for now. Oh, that's not good. What am I going to do? Just say no to her? You crazy? You can't say no to a princess. Yes, you can. No. Well, you can't cheat on Rarity. You don't think I know that? Oh, great, now I'm talking to myself. I'm slowly becoming as insane as Conquest. He watched this in horror as Luna made its way down his body. Hey, remember when I talked about that purity, Spike? That, oh, you were so honorable? Well, now that you're even thinking about it and saying that you can't say no, acting like you can't resist, which probably means that if anything were to happen tonight, you could just say, well, yeah, I can't say no, I mean, she's hot. I'm gonna say this. Fuck you. I was going to give you a point for being honorable, for wanting to stick with Rarity. But now you're pulling this whole entire, well, I can't say no, she's royalty. Fuck you. Sure, you can say no. Once. Excuse me, I need to go to a universe with a horny Luna. Be right back. Oh, yes, let it be. Forget all about Applejack. No, Luna. What? You can't say no, I'm a princess. I can. No. I'm loyal to my mare. Applejack is special. I care all about her, and I'm saving my love for her. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I see. What do you want to do in the meantime? Well, I can always watch you play soccer horse. Yay! So yes, Spike. That's bullshit. You could say no. Go on. Spike swallowed his pride as he did something he never liked doing, but it seemed like the only way he'd get out of the situation. Oh, I get it, Spike. You're just so damn sexy. You just cannot resist. Luna, I have an idea. She stopped in her tracks, just inches above Spike's thighs. Yes, she hummed. Well, I was thinking that maybe we could make things a bit more interesting, he proposed nervously. And how will we do that, my sexy little dragon? The princess purred. He mumbled. He had only hoped to buy time, but he needed to think of something of some sort of distraction. His eyes darted around the room, looking for something he could use. A telescope? No, that's stupid. A book? Something told him she wasn't in the mood to read. Her dresser? A dresser had clothes. That could work. Maybe you could dress up? Yes, hopefully. Dress up? She asked curiously. Yeah, that was costume you wore last year. A Nightmare Night was pretty hot. You could try that. He gulped. Luna's eyes glowed with excitement. Oh, Spike, that's a great idea. She got up and headed to her dresser, opening it up and levitating a skimpy-looking witch costume. You're a mare. The closest thing you got to a skimpy-looking witch costume is something with two holes cut just below the crotch area, so that way you can show the tops of your teats. Is this what you wanted? Yes, shouted the dragon. Amazing, his plan was working. Now go to the bathroom, and we'll make a big entrance. You got it. Be right back. She said she took the costume and headed to the bathroom and closed the door. The second she closed the door, Spike bolted up and ran to the window. Sorry, princess, but I just can't see on Rarity. He thought as he opened the window and jumped out and flew back into the night. Stars. if this was supposed to be funny, it's not. It had been 10 days since Spike left for Canterlot, and everybody was getting worried. Twilight paced frantically around the library, flipping through her remaining books. It's been 10 days, Applejack. 10 days and not a single letter. The frustrated pony said, putting a book back on the shelf. They get a ticket and go to Canterlot. Applejack was sitting on the floor, eating an apple, while Twilight ran up and down the room, putting away books. Now calm down, Twilight. There's no need to get all worked up. We all miss the Bloody Dragon, she said, some more than others. They both looked towards Spike's bedroom. Rarity had decided to lock herself up in his room while he was away. The two ponies could still hear the faint sobbing of the white mare, crying over the loss of her dragon. I reckon one of us should go check up on her, Applejack said, looking at Twilight. Unicorn shook her head. Don't look at me. Last time I went in there, I almost didn't come back out. The cowpony rolled her eyes. Fine, I'll go, she said as he started to trot towards the bedroom. She slowly opened the door and entered. Hey, guys, remember how I complained about the use of the main six back in Bride and Child of Discord? I take it back! The Snow White mare laid on Spike's bed, sniffing as she looked up to who was entering. Who's that? She asked, wiping tears from her eyes. Hi, Sugar Cube. Applejack said as he approached the pony. Rarity looked terrible. Her mane and tail were messy from lying in bed all day, her mascara ruined from her constant crying, and one of her extended eyeglasses was stuck to her cheek. How you holding up? Oh, Applejack! She cried as she rolled over on the bed, facing the ceiling. How does the summer lily stand up against the coldness of winter? How does the glacier hold when faced with undying heat? How does... Oh, hey, Bella from Twilight. I just wanted to see a woman more obsessed with her man than me. God, get a life. Such a bitch. Oh, wait a minute, did I just do it a... Drum, oh, no Twilight jokes. Yes, RoboCop. I can't believe one of his prime directives was to stop overused Twilight jokes. How does the... I get it, Sugar Cube, Applejack interrupted. You're all our saying, I get it, she mumbled. Applejack's on my side. Then again, if Rainbow Dash isn't here, it's usually Applejack. Oh god, here we go. That's not a rule. Yeah, how do you know? Well, Riffers, I know because I've read a lot of bad fanfics. And a lot of times in those bad fanfics, it's usually Rainbow Dash that I'm agreeing with. Because she usually voices the logical area. And when it's not Rainbow Dash, it's usually Applejack. And if you watched my videos, you would know. Oh, we got nothing. Yeah. Then I suggest you beat it. Oh, I'm sorry, Rarity cried angrily. I wasn't aware your close friend was whisked away in some sort of confrontation just moments after you finally proclaimed your dying love for him. Forgive me for not being so sensitive. Well there, Nelly, he said defensively. I didn't mean like that. All I'm saying is that you've been cooped up in here for days. Rarity broke down in tears. I'm so sorry, Applejack. It's just that everything reminds me of Spike. Applejack groaned. Well, of course, you're all in Spike's room after all. But it's the only way to feel close to him, she moaned, as she pulled one of Spike's pillows close to her and embraced it. All I have is that pillow that smells like him. She pressed the pillow close to her and she inhaled its scent. Applejack's voice trailed off as she slowly walked out of the room, leaving Rarity to make out with Spike's pillow. You know, guys, on Dust Sporking, they were sporking season 4 of MLP, and everybody got up in arms about the fixed treatment of Rarity, of how she got slapped. And I've complained about Rarity's treatment throughout all of Mike and Fix. This makes it look like he's respecting her. Elzak carefully closed the door and turned around. Twilight was waiting for her. Well, how is she? The purple mare asked. Mikhail Pony sighed as she shook her head. I'm afraid it's worse than I thought. Really? Twilight asked. How bad? She's making Macken's depiction of her look like legend bringers. Oh my god. She's making out with pillows, kids, she said bluntly. Oh, said the surprised unicorn. Just then there was a knock on the door. I'll get it, said Twilight as he headed out the door and accompanied it, revealing a great Pegasus. I'm Twilight, Derpy yelled, her eyes slowly drifting around her head. I'm Happy Meal. She said as she tucked into her face as her salad bag, grabbing a mouthful of letters and handing it to Twilight. Thank you, Derpy, Twilight said as the mail mare happily flew away to continue the rest of her delivery. Twilight started shifting her mail. Let's see here. Bill, ad, magazine. She grasped as she dropped all but one letter. Spike sent me a letter. Well, he did, asked Applejack as she peeked over Twilight's shoulder. Was ripping up a letter. Well, let's see what he has to say. Twilight nodded in agreement as she unfolded the letter, and after clearing her throat, began to read. Dear Twilight, I'm sorry it took so long to write back to you. I had to write and send these in secret, as you're not supposed to know what's going on. I don't want you to worry about me, but they're making me train with the Royal Army. It's actually not that bad, and I'm learning a lot. I was able to complete both the basic and advanced training within a week. Because of course he did! At the moment, I'm studying on foreign fighting styles. Did you know that Azira's war style is just as deadly as their spears? Anyway, this letter's getting long. Yeah, a whole paragraph. I need to get back to training. Just know that I love and miss all of you, especially Rarity. So please tell her that. We'll write back soon if can. Signed, Spike. You know, they would be less worried if Celestia would let them write, but hey, what do I know? I'm actually smart. He's training in the army now? Gasped Twilight as she finished the letter. Why is he training for battle? You don't think something's wrong, do you, Spike? No, Twi. Spike's fine. Celestia must be just training him for the army because she needs new soldiers. You think so? I'm sorry, Applejack. This Fick is sapping everybody's intelligence. I can't lie to you, Twi. She said solemnly. I can't imagine a situation where this isn't something wrong. That's not good, she groaned, looking at the door to Spike's room. So you tell Rarity? Applejack shook her head. I reckon that wouldn't be wise. She ain't exactly in a stable mindset. I'd rather not find out how she reacts to her lover getting drafted into the military. Guess you're right, Twilight says. He collapsed on the floor. Poor Spike. Can't even imagine what he must be going through. I mean, I know Rarity's broken down about this, but of course I wouldn't be. I mean, I don't care about Spike at all, right? The stars shall guide me. Spike walked into the grand dining hall. It had been modified into a cafeteria for many new troops that flooded into Equestria every day. Pegasi, unicorns, and earth ponies were packed into the room. The sound of chewing and slurping and talking echoed through the halls. And nobody's asking questions. The conversations between the ponies were just common ones about war, and what's Mariner and Stallion they would do. They mostly ignored it as he tried to find Duster. That's right, folks. That's all soldiers talk about. They don't talk about things like their families or their home lives or anything else. Just war. His bright pink and messy mane stood out from the rest of the ponies so it was easy to find. He started to head into his friend's direction, but stopped when he felt a hoof on his shoulder. Hello, Spike. The sweet voice said to the dragon. He turned around in shock to none other than Princess Celestia. Afternoon, Princess, Spike said. Is there anything I could do for you? There is, actually, she said. Would you come and eat with me and my sister? We have much to talk to you about. He tried to tell her no, but the princess wouldn't hear of it. She pushed him towards the large stable at the end of the hall. There sat a couple of unfamiliar ponies, with Princess Luna, who smiled seriously at him. Dear Celestia, Luna tried to rape me tonight. Please stop her. There, see? Is that so hard? He hadn't exactly told any pony what happened 10 nights ago between him and Luna. And thankfully, she didn't seem very mad at him. However, she seemed more than eager than ever to get him now. It had become difficult to avoid her around the castle. "Please, take a seat, Spike," said Celestia, as the dragon looked around for an open seat. Unfortunately, the only seat was right next to Luna. "You can sit next to me, Spike," she said, patting the chair next to her. With a weak smile, the dragon slowly took a seat next to the Night Princess. "You know what? Fuck it. I'd rather take Mike and ignoring her over this." "You see, Spike," said Celestia as she took a seat at the head of the table, "my sister and I would like to know a few things about Conquest," she said, correcting herself to call her brother by his new name. "What?" asked the dragon. "How do you know I can still see him?" "We're just concerned that he might be getting into your head," Celestia told him. "He may be insane, but his words still seem to carry influence. Besides, we see his mark." "No. Look at your left hand." "Oh, look, a turkey." "Well, Princess, I can assure you." He stopped mid-sentence. He felt something rubbing against his leg. He looked down to see Luna starting to rub her leg against his. He took a quick glance at the mirror next to him. Luna was looking at her sister, but still couldn't help but break out into a small smile. One of her eyes started down, peeking under the table. She slowly lifted her hoof and began rubbing his thigh. The dragon bit down his tongue, not to squeal from the sensitive situation. Princess Celestia looked at the stirring dragon. "Are you okay?" she asked. "You seem to be twitching." "I'm fine," squeaked the dragon. Luna's hoof had grazed between his legs. She shot for the table. "Excuse me, I need to use the restroom." "Oh, that's right, folks. We are interrupting this horrible war segment, this battle-tested, this whole entire conversation for a sex joke. Merry Easter!" The dragon got up from the table and ran out the dining hall. The bathrooms were just around the corner. He quickly jumped into one of the stalls the culture room sat on the toilet. What the hell was that? He thought. The princess seemed to be extra frisky today, more so than a few days ago. Once he slapped his ass and passing her in the hall. From the stall, he heard the door of the bathroom open. It started beating heavily as the clumping sounds of hose made its way closer to the hot stall. He lifted his legs to try to hide in the stall. Luna peeked her head above Spike's stall, a large, sensual smile on her face. "Hey there, handsome," she said. "I got your message." The dragon looked confused. "What message?" Luna gave a little chuckle before magically unlocking the stall door. "You know, excuse me, I had to use the restroom. That's what you said." She looked around the bathroom. "Not exactly what I pictured for the first time, but I'm not picky." "What?" yelled the dragon in his mind. The princess kicked the stall door behind her and turned the light. She pressed her hose against Spike, pinning him to the wall. "It's pretty dirty in here," she said as she pressed herself against Spike. "It's about to get dirtier," she moaned as she closed the gap between their lips. Spike's eyes shot open as he tried to find his way out of the stall. "Hey, Vic, were you meant to be a comedy? Because if you were meant to be a comedy, I would totally understand." But there was very little room for him to make an escape. He thought about just throwing her off and busting through the doors, but that would cause a bit too much collateral damage. Luna pushed away from him. "Why are you always so quiet?" she asked, an sexy evil grin forming on her face. "Maybe I need to make you scream." She started to lower herself slowly. Crap, 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 crap. The dragon thought he wasn't going to be able to talk his way out of this one. He needed a miracle to save him. Luckily, his miracle had a full bladder. The door of the bathroom door burst open as the unknown pony ran into the urinal and began to relieve himself. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me," hissed the nightmare as the two listened to the trickle of fluids leaving the pony. Fancying the sound stopped, and the pony left the bathroom. So much for his miracle. "Now then, where were we?" the sultry princess asked, as he nibbled on Spike's lip, sending shivers to his body. The door to the bathroom opened again, and this time a voice called out, "Spike, you in here? It's Duster. Everything okay, buddy?" "Thanks, Celestia." "Yes, I'm here, Duster," the dragon called out. Luna looked down with shock. The guard pony walked up to the stall and knocked at the door. "Sure you're okay in there?" "He's fine," yelled the princess, quickly covering her mouth with a sudden outburst. Duster peeked through the slit of the door. "Wait, is that the princess?" She kicked down the door of the stall, knocking the pony back. Luna walked out, absolutely furious. She glared at the fallen pony. "You don't tell a soul about me or Spike or else," she yelled. My sister sends ponies to the moon. I send it to the sun. Do you understand me? Well, Princess, you're currently busy distracting our savior, our only hope of survival. I kind of need to tell her this. So, if you excuse me, I don't mind being sent to the sun. I'm going to let her know. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, yes, Princess, started the frightened pony, as Luna stormed out of the bathroom in a fit of rage, slamming the door behind her. Duster looked over at the dragon. It was artfully walking out of the stall. The pony got a big stupid smile on his face. What? Asked the dragon. Duster got up and raised his hoof. You and the princess? Nice. Not exactly, muttered the dragon. What do you mean? Asked the pink mane guard. I'd do anything to be with her. And I'd do anything to get out of it, mumbled the dragon. Really? Blubbered the guard. Don't take this the wrong way, but are you crazy? We're talking about Princess Luna here. You know, there's a comic where a royal guard stallion and a cute bat pony girl go at it. And they bang. And then Luna hears this and decides to take the stallion on her own. That's funny. Because it's a sex comedy. This fic has been presenting itself as a serious story. This is not a comedy. What's more, the stallion and the guard mare were just having a one-night fling. Spike is visibly troubled. This is not funny. This is stupid. Doesn't matter. I'm in love with a different pony. He sighed, thoughts of Rarity popping up in his head. He feared how she would react if she ever found out about this. He wasn't doing anything wrong, was he? They hadn't done anything more than kiss, and it's never his idea. But the more he thought about it, the dirtier he felt. Then why don't you just tell her you're not interested? I'll take your place, Duster choked. Get sent to the sun, reminded the dragon. I don't think so. You're a dragon. Apparently you can survive lava. I'm sure you figure something out. He smiled at the pony. Come on, lunch is almost over, and I would actually like to eat something. Spike nodded in agreement as the two headed out, back into the mess hall. And when the stars shine. Later that night, Spike headed to his room and locked the door. After what had happened during lunch, he wanted every precaution. He jumped to the bed and got comfortable, because he knew the second he closed his eyes, he would awaken in the Shadowlands. He got used to the darkness, as he made his way down the same track to find Conquest, and see what fresh well he had planned for him tonight. He found a shadowy unicorn sitting by a window that only showed more darkness. Conquest glanced at the dragon and turned back to the window. He gave a heavy and slightly loving sigh. I dreamt of Maris again tonight, Spike, he said in a polite voice. It was the first time we made love. Do you remember it, Spike? Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. Do you remember that time when my eyes... Oh, sorry, I would rather watch Do You Remember Love. Do I remember the first time you made love? No, responded the dragon. I remember it so clearly, Spike. The stars stood at night, the crisp green grass, the way you lowered me out to the ground, nipping my ear, telling me that you were all mine. He sighed. Excuse me? The dragon asked. Did you say I did all this? Conquest gave a tersy grin. Of course, you silly dragon. The way you took me was a moment of pure emotional bliss. Shame on you for not remembering. Sorry for not remembering having sex with you, he said bluntly, growing tired of the stupid joke. He sighed. Sing me our song. I'm sorry, what? Asked Spike, confused at the unicorn's request. You know, I'll take you to the candy shop. I'll let you lick my lollipop. Go ahead, Spike, don't you stop. Keep on going until you hit the buggy spot, he sang as he quickly proved next to Spike, his face dangerously close to the dragon's. Oh, kiss me, you fool! Before the dragon could interject, the unicorn locked his lips with the dragon. Spike's face flushed red, startled by what Conquest had just done. After 15 seconds, the dark point trying to stick his tongue into the dragon's mouth, he finally parted. Conquest spoke. Smart. His sallow tongue hanging from his mouth, dripping heavily with dark saliva. What? No tongue? He joked. Spike fell to the ground, gagging away with his mouth clean, trying to get any trace of the stallion out of his mouth. Well, called a voice called from behind him. He looked to see Conquest, but Conquest was right in front of him. What's to see? A dragon trying to make out with me. What? Started the dragon, looking at both ponies. Sir, no, there were both two Conquests before him. Conquest? Conquest that kissed him, raised him from the ground, smiled at him. Now, Spike. He said as his voice was very feminine. He fluttered his very eyes. He slowly turned from blood red to plasma green as he walked up to his double. Confused? Not really. You're Chrysalis. A little, muttered the dragon, still letting his tongue clean. Good, said Green-Eyed Conquest as he turned to his other self. The two stared deep into each other's eyes as they started to kiss, slipping their tongues into the other's mouth in a mixture of shadowy drool and bliss. Spike closed his eyes shut. This is so wrong, he complained. Hey, giggled the Green-Eyed Conquest. It's not gay if it's with yourself. Oh, Conquest, don't act like you're not Pan. Oh, believe. Oh, silly Leslie Bringer. I'm Omni. It's basically masturbation, commented the Red-Eyed Conquest, resuming to kiss himself. Spike closed his eyes even tighter. Call it whatever you want. I don't want to look at it. Red-Eyed Conquest sighed. I think we've had our fun, dear, he said to his green-eyed counterpart. He smiled as his body burst into bright green flames, engulfing his entire body. When the flames cleared, the decayed queen and changeling stood by Conquest's side. Cressida smiled as he whipped her turquoise hair out of her face. Well, it was very fun what an asses did. She giggled, looking at the shocked dragon. You know, you're a great kisser, Spikes. But you were... How did... What? Started the dragon. She's a changeling, you dumbass. I'm a changeling, Spike. This is what we do, said the queen. You're not very bright, are you? Have you seen most of this fic so far for the past 8 chapters? No, he hasn't, sighed the Alicorn, twisting and turning Chrysalis as the two danced around the dragon. I say he was dumb as a rock, but I fear he may have the brain of an ant. Of an ant? Asked the dragon, wondering if he should be insulted. Yes, said the Alicorn, dipping the queen as he danced. You see, a rock cannot think, but an ant can't think for itself. Oh, much like you, my scaly friend. The two continued to dance, swaying in circular motion as they seemed to levitate from the ground, higher and higher into the darkness. An ant is a slave, a peon, always following the commands of their betters, from the rulers, their masters, their mere friends. The dragon frowned as the two laughed down. Now, Spike, how many times did she let you put yourself in danger for her? I count once. How many times did you clean her shop or run an errand for this so-called element of generosity? You know, for all the times that these early hairs say this, we only see a couple of episodes where she does this. And then we have that one horribly OOC episode that needs to burn in a fire. The words echoed through Spike's head, but he quickly shook it off. I like being helpful, something that's lost with you two. Ants are a nuisance, and not helpful, chimed Conquest. Silly Philly thinks too much of himself. That's why I prefer to think like a rock. Not at all. Why? Because thinking is boring and no fun at all, cheered the Alicorn. I may be criminally insane and homicidal. Oh, wait. Let me change that. Omnicidal. Strike through. Genocide. Nah, strike through that. Omnicidal. Well, that's the price I pay for happiness, and I will happily pay for it every time, Because unlike you, Spike, I already know what it's like to think, to serve a higher power, to serve a bigger ant in a colony. He chuckled. Looking back at it, I so slit my own throat for being such an ant. But then I was blessed. My ant-like brain was squashed by the rock, and I was free. Ah. He raised his head with a sick of pride, free to do anything I wanted. Go anywhere, eat anything, kill any pony I wanted. Believe me when I say I killed a lot. Ironically, a few with rocks, and a few with ants. He grinned grimly at that last part, as if he relieved a terribly delightful memory. I said before, and I'll say it again, said Spike. You're crazy. I'm not the one sitting in crazy glue. How did it happen? Conquest slowly shook his head as he snickered. Someday you'll understand what I mean, dragon. Someday I'll squish your ant with my large and mighty cock. You mean rock? Bitch, you know what I'm about. I don't understand. Story time! Sighed Alicorn, dumping Chrysalis as he flung his hose in the air in excitement. Due to time constraints, with the war and all, I'm going to skip ahead a few years. So to catch you up, Spike, I went steady with Symphony. We grew up a little bit. We found the elements of harmony under the couch. I invented chocolate. Discard came. He turned me into a sofa, and my sister turned him into a statue. Once I layered whizzed on, I then fought Dragon Liberation Wars, which brings us to my return home. Ellipses. Stars. So Conquest, did you really invent chocolate in this timeline? That's for me to know and you to find out. Of course, you guys do know where the elements of harmony. You know what? Remember, supposedly I was creator at this time, so of course I could actually touch the elements of harmony. It was late in the evening when Courier's ship sailed in. It docked up next to the harbor, where many ponies stood waiting for his arrival. A ramp was lowered onto its docks, followed by a herd of guard ponies, all happy to see their loved ones again. Among these tired but cheerful ponies was Courier, adorned in his royal onyx-colored armor. He got out of the ship and looked around. It warmed his heart to see all the happy couples reunited after years of terrible war and battle. But there was a dark lining to this happiness. For every happy couple he saw, for every reunited family, there was a mare waiting for a stallion that would never come home. It filled his heart with grief as he had to go through each new widow and inform her of their loved ones' passing. One by one, he watched wives, mothers, and children sob and cry as he told them that their husbands, sons, or daddies weren't coming home. Hey, what about their wives, you jackass? Meanwhile, Alistair Corsair was busy wondering what does he do to get stuck with this jerk. He watched as the pony started to leave, either in happiness or in sorrow. As the dock started to empty, he noticed that there seemed to be no one here to greet him. Celestia and Luna knew he was coming today. But where could he... Zap! His flank burned with electrifying sensation as he jumped in an undignified shriek of pain. Turned around to see his two sisters, Luna lying on top of a dark storm cloud. She jumped off her cloud and tackled her brother, hugging him tightly around his neck. Hey, I just thought about it, but, considering the timeline, and this is 5,000 before Celestia, how is, the soon-to-die still alive, or are you just gonna let me figure that out? Krita! Oh, thank goodness you're alive, she cried, tears rolling down her eyes. And you two didn't go with your soldiers, why? I was so worried of you. Don't ever leave me again. Let's bring her. Don't you know? They're women. Oh, that's right. They're women. And women don't fight, apparently. Fuck you, you sexist fick. I was so worried of you. Don't ever leave me again. Good to see you too, moaned Courier, quickly running out of breath. Celestia just smiles at the two on the ground. It's good to have you back, brother. I assumed everything went well. It's war, sister, he said, Armor Alicorn. Pull yourself up from the ground. Luna's still having a hold around his neck. It never goes well. But did we win? Is all I'm wondering, she asked again. Courier sighed. We managed to drive the dragons to the Badlands. I was able to rework a truce between us. Much better than the one our old teacher put together. May we bless his soul. There was a moment of silence before Celestia finally asked, "How many did we lose?" She asked quietly. Creator lowered his head and Luna finally let go. "Too many." "Did you know the heartbreaking feeling of telling a mare that her husband won't be coming home?" "Well, she's the queen, so she should be able to." The sound of souls crying over the loss of their father. "I mean, she should be the one telling them and sending out letters." "I don't think I'll ever get used to the misery of other ponies." "That's so sad, brother," said Luna, wiping some of her tears away. "But you're such a great pony. You saved millions of lives." Creator smiled at his sister. "Thanks, Luna," he said, smiling at the little filly, who smiled right back at him. "Anyway, so how's Symphony? I thought she'd be waiting for me here." Luna's smile faded. "I was had a recital last night, so she may be at their house." "Why did you ask? I thought you'd spend time with us," she whimpered. "And I will," chuckled the stallion, scratching up his sister's starry mane. "But I have to do something really important first." "What could be more important than us?" grumbled Luna. "This." He said he reached his hand into the saddlebag. "I wanted to surprise you guys, but I can't hold it in anymore." He said as he pulled his head out of the bag. In his mouth was a large, shining gold ring. "Oh, look, and there's some really funny words etched on it." "Oh, wait, they're fading." "Well, maybe this flame could hold it up." "Oh, let's see. One ring to bind them all. One ring to..." Uh-oh. "The many jewels in the shape of a blowing flower is the rock. I'm going to ask her to marry me," he cried happily. "Oh my gosh," squealed Celestia, a wide grin on her face, as he hugged her brother. "I'm so happy for you two." "Thanks, sis," he said, patting her on the back before parting with her. "Now, if you two excuse me, I have a marriage to propose to," he said as he started to drive to town. He happily went to the town, and it changed so much only in short years. The castle had been finished, the roads had been paved for easier walking, and he heard there was new diverse colonies were springing up everywhere. He truly lived in a great time. He looked back at the ring. When he was in the trenches of war, he realized that life was too short not to spend time with the ones you love. And he loved Sweet Symphony. Why am I thinking of freaking Macross Frontier right now? Within a few moments, they would be engaged. He approached their house. It was a normal cottage, just like every other house in town. But once they were engaged, he would definitely live with him in the castle. He knocked at the door, his heart racing with anticipation. The door of her house slowly opened. The sleepy pink Mary yawned as she rubbed her eyes. "Who's knocking at this unholy hour?" she moaned. "Hey, sweetie," Creator said. Her heart stopped at the sound of his voice. She opened her eyes and gasped. "Creator," she squeaked. "Is that really you?" He smiled. "The one and only." "I wasn't expecting you," she stuttered, still shocked by his appearance. "Well, I just got in a while ago." "But there's something really important I need to ask you," he said, getting ready to pull out the ring. "Listen, honey," she said, sitting in her spot. "I'm so happy you're back, but can I wait till morning? I'm really tired." "It's really important. I think I need to do it now." "Creator, please," she begged. "Can we do this in the morning? Go home and I'll meet you at the castle first thing." "Okay," said the Alicorn, confused by the way she was acting. "Can't I just stay here with you? I'm exhausted and just wanted to crawl up next to you tonight." "You see, Spike, here's the sad truth." Then some music started to play. "He was on his way home from Candletop. Between 2 weeks gone, and he thought he'd stop at Webb's and have a drink before he went home to her. Auntie Boso said hello. He said, "Hi, what's new?" And Will said, "Sit down, I got some bad news and it's gonna hurt." Said, "I'm your best friend, you know that's right. But your young bride ain't home tonight. Since you've been gone, she's been seeing that Amy's boy, Seth." Now he got mad and he saw red. And he said, "Boy, don't lose your head. 'Cause to tell you the truth, I've been with her myself. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's the night they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. 'Cause the judge in town's got bloodstain on his hands." Eddie got scared and left the bar, walking on home because he didn't live far. You see, Eddie didn't have many friends, and he just lost him one. Brother thought his wife must have left town, So he went home and finally found the only thing that had left him, and that was a gun. He went off to Andy's house, stepping through the backwoods quiet as a mouse. He came upon some tracks too small for Andy to make. He looked to screen at the back porch door. He saw Andy lying on the floor in a puddle of blood, and he started to shake. The Georgia Patrol was making their rounds, so he fired a shot just to flag him down. A big belly sheriff got his gun and said, "Why'd you do it?" The judge said, "Guilty on a make-believe trial." Slapped the sheriff on the back with a smile. Said, "Supper's ready, got home, and I gotta get to it." Well, that's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer, 'cause the judge in town's got bloodstain on his hands. Well, they hung my brother before I could say the tracks he saw while on his way to Andy's house and back that night were mine. And his chief wife had never left town. That's one body that'll never be found. You see, a little sister don't miss when she aims her gun. That's the night that the lights went out to Georgia. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer, 'cause the judge's got bloodstains on his hands. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. Well, that's the night that they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. Everybody! 'Cause the judge in town's got bloodstains on his hands. Any time for a song joke? Any time for a song joke. No, she screamed. Quickly blushing, she realized how loud she was. It's not a good time. There was the sound of a door opening from behind Symphony. Hey, babe, is everything all right? A voice called from behind her. Heard you scream. Who was that? Asked the Alcorn. A large green stallion walked through the bedroom door. He seemed to be tired but eager. Come back to bed, Symphony. I've got a new instrument for you to try. He knows Courier. Who's that guy? There's a total of 3 Alicorns in the entire planet at this very moment. This guy is a very important military leader. I can understand Twilight. I can understand Cadence. But not a Desera! I was going to ask you the same question, said the Alicorn, his voice stripped of all emotion. I'm her cult friend. The green pony said, Impossible! Barked Courier. I'm her cult. It hit him like a brick wall. He turned to Sympathy, who was beginning to break in tears. You cheated on me? Creator. C started, her words broken up by sniffles as he tried to hold back tears. I thought you were dead. You said the wall would be on in a year. I waited every day at the dogs for you that year. When you didn't show up, I still waited. Years later, I was still waiting for you, but you never came back. I thought you were killed. I thought some dragon had killed you. She was crying for full-blown tears by now. I moved on, Creator. I'm sorry, but I'm with 3-Tac now. Is there any way this could turn into Count of Monte Cristo? Please. The world was still for Creator. You could feel his heartbeat slow down as each word spoken for sympathy struck him like a spear to his chest. He waited so long to propose to her. It was the only thing that kept him going when he was fighting the dragons. And I thought there was some point to return home to. A point that loved him back. It was the only reason to fight. He fought to keep her safe. To keep their future children safe. And their children. And their children's. He felt a tear roll down his face. He lifted a ring from his bag. Beautiful just like her. He threw it to the ground, wanting nothing to do with it anymore. He didn't want to be around anyone, so he ran off. Away from the apologetic mare and her new lover. Away from the stupid town, and away from the ponies, and into the ever-free forest. Conquest, tell me that's not really your origin story. It's one of many. I'm not keeping this one, though. Too emo and too whiny.